Greetings, everybody, and welcome back to the Paseta School YouTube channel. My name is Sue Cheza Mashele, Ntukulwa Kamnisi Memalefani, and this month is Heritage Month. So we will be having discussions as well as topics and content for you that is about heritage and looking at different aspects of our Heritage Month. But while we are busy compiling that for you guys, I thought let's come and do a follow-up on how our garden is doing, because that doesn't stop. So we will still be continuing with the content in terms of growing our own food, because that is one of Paseta's most important missions, which is to teach our youth the importance of agriculture, which obviously entails growing your own food. So we are back. And this was the first patch that we had, in which I had planted morogo, but it didn't grow. So because it didn't grow, I then uprooted the weeds and we've restarted the patch. I have transferred into it tomatoes. These are the small cherry tomatoes. Okay, so because that spinach didn't take, I've then planted some cherry tomatoes in here instead. I planted these in the house, so I transferred them last night, because you want to do your transfers of your seedlings. Are they seedlings or plantlings? Yeah. But you want to transfer your plants when the soil is cool, so that the roots don't get shocked when you put them into the soil. So this is what we've got so far. They're doing great. Everybody is up, so it was clearly successful. Here's one that I don't know if she'll come back, but she's looking a bit sleepy compared to the others. And then this is our marigold, which is a flowering plant, which will act as a companion plant for my tomatoes. So it will help to chase away pests, but the blooms when it flowers, that will also help to attract bees. What the bees will do is they will then help to pollinate the flowers from the tomatoes, so that we have more fruits, more tomatoes. Right. And then on this patch here, this is our red onions, which we did grow from kitchen scraps. You can see that from our previous videos. This one here, so it's flowering. She's about to flower. This is a flower pot. The nice thing about it is this will then give me seeds. So I will now get seeds for the next season. When I plant my onions, I will no longer need to use my kitchen scraps. I'll be able to plant from seed, which I'll get from here. So this you do want to see. This also happens when a plant goes into bolting. When your plant bolts, that's when it gets too hot and that plant is then done for that season. And then it starts to flower and then it gives you seeds. So this is very exciting. And then our patch on this side, this is where we planted our our peppers, which we planted from the red and the yellow pepper seeds. I have already plucked out a whole lot of them just to give them space, because pepper plants are big plants, so you don't want them too close to each other, because that also increases the chance of them passing on diseases and infections to each other. And you want to give them space so that they grow and the air circulates in between the plants. And we've also planted marigold here in between the peppers. This is our patch with the mixed herbs. It's looking so pretty. I think this is coriander. I should have actually checked on that plant app to see what we've got coming up, because I did lose the packet. So it did say mixed herbs. I know it had basil, coriander. What's this one that I keep forgetting? thyme, rosemary, I think dill as well. I can't remember. But they're all coming up and they're looking very, very pretty. These were also very easy to grow. I literally just threw the seeds in and I've been watering the patch. I've been weeding it as well. At the moment, because I'm not quite sure who's who in the garden, I'm gonna have to check because I will need that information in order to be able to carry on weeding and keeping them clean. But so far they're doing great. And here is the patch with the cabbage. Oh, the cabbage hasn't done so well. The birds have been eating it. If you come closer, you can actually see all the leaves that they've nibbled on. So what I'm doing now is every evening I do cover this little area just to try save, if I can save at least 6 cabbage plants, I think it'll be enough for this patch. So not a huge loss, but yeah, it is a bit disappointing. And then here I have a pumpkin seed that must have gotten lost somehow and ended up on this patch. So I'll let her grow there and we'll see how it goes. The spinach is looking really, really great. So now at this stage, what needs to happen is I need to weed it out so it can have space. So what that entails is basically do it with this row here, just so you can get an idea of what I mean by that. Like if you look at this one, that's a weed. Okay, got rid of that. If you look at this one, she's growing much better than, say, this patch here, and that's because they are crowded, so they don't have enough space. So what I need to do is pull out some of the ones that are not doing so good and just basically create space. So I'll do that probably sometime during the week. But yeah, I basically just need to decongest all my rows so that my spinach can grow properly. And then over here on this side, I did previously think this was pumpkin, but now that she's coming up, I'm starting to suspect that it might be watermelon. The reason for that is they all start off in the same way. So your cucumbers, your pumpkin will start off with these leaves. These they almost look like little elephant ear leaves, like that one there. They all start off the same way, but then as the bigger, more mature leaves come in, the shape will then hint to you if you are still dealing with a pumpkin or if you maybe have watermelon or cucumber. So because of how these leaves look, I'm thinking maybe it might be watermelon. And the corn is coming up the maize. And here we've got the corn come up in height, looking really nice. We were discussing in the previous Faceta Live that we had about certain foods actually not being indigenous to our country and continent, and maize is one of them. Maize is actually a food that we got from Mexico. So the Portuguese brought it along when they came on the continent, but it has become a staple diet in most of our diets. It's one of the foods that we need to look at abandoning because it doesn't really have a whole lot of health benefits. But I have planted it. It is a vegetable that we also consume in my household and like, but I will prefer with maybe the next season when we plant to either get sweet corn. Ideally, it would be to get sorghum, but I don't know how the plant grows, and I'd have to do some research before doing that to see what I would actually be harvesting at the end of that. So hopefully, as we keep going, we'll get to the point where we are planting food that is actually indigenous to us and has the correct health benefits for us. These are potatoes, and I've started heaping the soil around the plant as it gets higher. And if you look closely, she's about to flower, which is a good sign. Oh, yeah. And then here we still have some more pumpkin. And as you know, the plan with the pumpkin was that I will have to direct it as it grows so that it can trail on the corn. More potato plants that I've heaped soil around. Potato, also not an indigenous plant to South Africa. We actually have our own potatoes, which are, I think, I know in Tsonga, iwabita maropi kumbe maropi, if I'm Madumbi. I think the other Tsonga speakers will comment on the video and let us know which one is the African potato between those two names, but it's either maropi or madumbi, and that potato has a more of a tougher skin on the outside, and it's brown. But that's our potato that is indigenous to us. So hopefully you can get those seeds as well and plant that for our next planting. So I think it's interesting to see how heritage and agriculture do tie into each other, because it reminds us that the food that the land has on it actually does tie in with what the people need to be eating, the people from that land. And we need to be very conscious of what we are putting into our bodies, what we are eating, and what it does to our bodies. But thank you very much for watching. Insects. Thank you very much for watching. Please do subscribe if you still haven't subscribed yet. Do support Paseta. We are available on TikTok as Paseta School, available on Instagram, Paseta School, available on YouTube, obviously, Paseta School, and Facebook as well, Paseta School. And also remember to contribute the 50 Rand towards our campaign, our campaign for building the school, which will liberate the African child. Thank you so much, Mo Africa, and I hope you guys will also be celebrating your heritage, learning more about what your heritage actually means to you and your family specifically, learning the little things that you maybe didn't know, easy things like doing your family, what are they called? Your family trees. That's the challenge that has been put forward for this month that we will all be trying to do. Getting background on who your maternal and paternal grandparents are, and seeing how far into your family tree you can go. So if you haven't started with that, that's what we are doing. And let's all share with each other and grow with each other. Thank you. I hole paseta.